$10 bet, it's $69.69.
Oh, you take over? I'll take over.
We'll act like we're gonna win money.
No chance.
Not at all.
No shot.
John, can you believe we're back?
No, I actually can't believe we're back.
It's been a long 5 months.
It has been a while.
Yep.
Yeah. Well,
We back and better than ever,
we're
baby.
back. Oh, welcome to the Say It With Your Chest podcast, everybody. We're finally... Season 2. It's like, it feels like that, right? It feels like the part 2, you know, because we've been on a hiatus, finally back. And we're going
I'm excited.
to start off with a bang. We're going to go right into fantasy, pretty much. Fantasy season is here.
Some drafts already happened.
It's now, it's currently Wednesday the 14th. We're 2.5 weeks away from the season. Something like that. 2 to 3 weeks. We're right there. So all you out there, you've been drafting already probably, which is still a little early in my opinion, because, preseason's still going on. Yeah, some of you still drafting, you're getting your drafts together, you're getting your mock drafts, you're getting your bets done for the season, and we got you covered for all of that, really. I'm excited for what's going to come for the next couple of weeks. I'm excited for the season to start. I'm excited to discuss everything with everybody out there. Me and Kevin got a lot for you, right?
Yes, sir.
Good stuff. So I say we get into a few key pieces of news to start. Obviously, the big thing that's going on right now is Vikings rookie quarterback J.J. McCarthy to miss the entire season
With a torn meniscus.
So, obviously him and Darnold, it was looking like it was going to be split reps. Possibly Darnold was going to start maybe for the first couple weeks, and then they were going to bring in their rookie.
I think that's how it was supposed to go.
But,
I personally don't think JJ was ready to start in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
I personally don't have high hopes for him. But, hopefully he proves me wrong and has a good career.
Why? Why don't you have high hopes? Even after the college season he just had?
Yeah.
Winning the Natty?
I don't know. I don't know.
You don't think he'd be competent enough?
I don't think he'd ever be like, wow, I want this guy on my team,
Wow.
I don't think he'd ever be like, wow, we need this guy. I wish we could trade for him.
Maybe not lead your team to Super Bowl, but at least Kirk Cousins, where you could have a above average regular season.
Maybe. But I honestly, I don't think he's even going to reach Kirk Cousins' level. I think he's going to be a little bit below that.
Damn.
Also, if you look at recent years, name a quarterback that came out of Michigan in recent years, because obviously Tom Brady came out of it. Tom Brady's Tom Brady.
Anyway, this definitely impacts. The Vikings are taking a few hits.
Yeah.
So far, so their first round rookie quarterback out for the year. So now, with Kirk Cousins gone, Sam Darnold is now going to be the full-time starter now for most of the season. All right.
Yep.
He now has to build a rapport with, obviously, All-Pro
Jay Jettis,
Justin Jefferson. Another unfortunate turn of events, Jordan Addison went down today in practice.
Mm-hmm.
Something wrong with his knee. Was carted off the field at practice, and it's not looking good as of right now.
Matthew Judon just got traded to the Falcons.
He did.
For a third-round pick, I believe. I think that's...
He did.
I honestly think that's a hit on the Patriots.
Are we done with the Vikings? We're just going right into that.
I thought you were done.
Well, no, I was just going to talk about... the Vikings as a whole, their offense has been pretty good the last couple of years, and I feel like they were just getting, into the rhythm last year, because at the start of the season, Kirk Cousins comes out, starts throwing for a crazy amount of yards, touchdowns. Jefferson started off hot. You thought, okay, Kirk might is going to be in the MVP conversation this year.
I thought it.
Now, second year under Kevin O'Connell, healthy T.J. Hawkinson, new addition Jordan Addison, Jefferson after the year he just came off of. Going to be a great year. And then obviously Kirk gets hurt, Hawkinson gets hurt, Jefferson gets hurt, the entire team gets hurt. The running back situation not there at all.
Yeah, it was a bad year to be a Vikings fan. Really just to be a Viking. If you're on that team, you're getting injured at least once during the season.
And now it sucks for this season because the other three teams in that division, in the NFC North, have clearly gotten better, bolstered up their team both offensively and defensively. And I think now the Vikings are lagging behind. Not to say they're not going to have a decent season because obviously the defense is still great. They brought in Aaron Jones from the Packers, which is a huge running back upgrade. I think if Sam Darnold can build rapport with Jefferson and just feed your number one alpha male receiver for the rest of the season, and Hawkinson can come back and Addison can come back, I think the Vikings could still replenish what seems to already be a lost season for Minnesota fans right now.
Do you think that would be too much on Jefferson, though? Because really, he's like their only weapon right now. So he's going to be getting even more of a workload than he already has.
Well, we'll have to see because, last year, I feel that we already saw that, after you kind of see, it's like a pattern, the receiver has an absolute dominant season, right? Leads the league in yards, a lot of touchdown catches, and then comes back the next year, and you think he's going to, replicate the exact same thing. And then almost season-ending injury, done for the year. And now he's got to come back the following year. Now it's a whole new team, now a new quarterback. And Jefferson, I believe, is, obviously you can argue, is the best receiver in football, Yeah. So there shouldn't be any questions or arguments, He could play with any quarterback,
Yeah.
So I don't have any problems with him necessarily. For fantasy-wise, we're going to get into that in a later video because I actually do have a lot to talk about that wise. But yeah, I think he'll be fine. I think he will be fine. And I think the Vikings will do. I think that the Vikings will be okay going forward. But yeah, you want to talk about Matthew Judon now?
I mean, really, just Matthew Judon just got traded today from the Patriots to the Falcons for a third-round pick. I honestly think that might be it. Just a third-round pick.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Patriots took a hit on this one. He might have not had an amazing season compared to what he has done, but I think he's going to be a great fit for the Falcons. I definitely think they won that trade. I think he's going to. I think he can have 10 sacks this year.
Yeah.
There's not a doubt in my mind. If he puts up 10, I'll be like, yeah, he should do that.
Well, I think what this trade is saying is that the Patriots are clearly in rebuild mode fully.
I mean, they did just also release Juju, but Juju. If this was 2018, that'd be different.
Yeah, I don't think anybody was really paying attention to that.
To be honest,
Matthew Judon, though.
Yeah.
Matthew Judon, though, on the defensive line, that's definitely a huge loss for the Patriots. Getting a third-round pick, that's not terrible, but that clearly says that the Patriots are in rebuild mode, looking to get something back. Falcons, though, ready to go. They're ready to win the NFC South.
Win now.
They have their quarterback now. Hopefully Drake London is going to step into that alpha number one receiver spot. Doesn't seem likely, but we'll see what happens. Obviously, Bijan is set to have a phenomenal sophomore year.
I think he will.
After a pretty decent rookie year. Little overhyped last year.
Way overhyped.
Very overhyped, but...
Dude, people had this guy going, being the number one running back
as a
game in the league.
And it was kind of lackluster.
Yeah. I mean, it was good.
It was okay. I think he finished as running back 9.
Yeah.
As a rookie, that's still pretty good. That's really good, actually. But now I feel like expectations have simmered a little bit. I think he's going to be great. The one player I actually really want to talk about for the Falcons-wise is Kyle Pitts.
He's got to get it going.
And it's just like that. This guy, generational talent coming out of college.
Oh,
you don't see a tight end.
He's the highest rated tight end.
He's the highest drafted tight end.
Yeah.
At the 4th overall. I mean, no one is blaming the talent or the athleticism of Kyle Pitts. It's the situation. It's the coaching. It's the I don't know what's going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you have a guy that could clearly outrun most defenders on there, can outbody most defenders out there. He's a big frame, big body. Doesn't get enough targets, doesn't get enough catches, and it's a waste, really. And now I'm a Panthers fan, I've been in the NFC South a long time, know a couple Falcons fans, know how they're feeling. Understand it. If you've been a Falcons fan, I'm so sorry that you had to deal with Arthur Smith for the last couple seasons because all he wants to do is take every running back that's in the league, bring him to the Falcons, and just run the ball down your throat and not throw your generational tight end or receiver, for that matter.
Yeah.
Being on the Kyle Pitts train, I will say, for fantasy-wise, last season was the first time I ever got on that train. You know,
I
now
was on him his rookie season. I drafted him.
this is how I feel like with Kyle Pitts. It's like it was like the Kyle Pitts train had just stopped at the station, right? And as I was getting on, it was all like decrepit, disgusting. Nobody was on it anymore, right? And it was almost like saying this is the last stop before we start climbing that tight end mountain, you know, where we're going to actually finish as a top 3 tight end of the year. And then they lied and we ran right off a cliff.
I mean, honestly, if he doesn't start showing some production this year, I personally don't think he ever will. Because, like, you know, he never really had a quarterback his first couple years in the league. Now he's got Kirk Cousins, a guy, like, he's not the greatest quarterback, but, like, he's like, I personally think Kirk Cousins gets too much hate. You know, I think he is a above average quarterback.
Yep.
He's not top 5. You know,
No.
I only put him top 10, but, like, he's top 15. Yeah.
Top 15.
He's a solid quarterback. He has just the team around him, like, new coach, new team, new quarterback, like, new everything.
Yeah.
I think if he's ever going to break out, it's going to be this year. And if it's not this year, it's like, why are you on the team then? Like,
no, like you have the quarterback.
Yeah,
you have the quarterback.
Everything you need right now.
You have a built-up O-line. You know, you have a brand new coach, you know, who's more defense-headed, but I would hope that this guy's going to finally use Kyle Pitts.
So.
You know,
I mean, how could you not?
Kirk Cousins being a veteran at this point will have his own say in the offense, so I believe that just Kirk on his own will be introducing Kyle Pitts in the offense finally. Yeah. And we'll finally be able to see what we've been missing for the last 3 seasons. And so we'll see what happens with that. I think last thing here before we get into our first set of rankings that we were just discussing before, Ravens tight end Mark Andrews avoids serious injury in car accident earlier today, which that's scary.
Yeah.
That's very terrifying. And considering we already pretty much lost Hawkinson for most of the year, that's a big tight end name out. Mark Andrews is going high in a lot of drafts. Obviously, very big for the Ravens offense in general. That, you know, thank God him and everyone in the accident is okay and good. Good thing he avoided injury, but that's just a scary sight to see.
Yeah, you never want to read a headline like that.
No. Just glad everyone's all right and that he's able to play. He's already coming off of an injury from last season.
Yeah.
You know, we didn't need anything serious happening for that.
And the Ravens don't really have too many passing options.
No, they don't.
Outside of him and Zay Flowers. So that would have been a huge hit.
Well, you hope for the Ravens that Zay Flowers takes that next step.
I mean, he showed it. He showed it last year.
He had a decent rookie year.
Yeah. He showed what he could become. So
you hope that he takes that next step. Obviously, Odell just went to the Dolphins.
Yes.
Rashad Bateman is still there, but he has not solidified himself, even as a wide receiver 2. Also has been not staying in the lineup as much as he should be. Been very hurt. The running back situation, you know, you would say it got better with Derrick Henry, but with the loss of Gus Edwards, who's been there, either as a fill-in starter, as a starter last year, backup running back, he's been very good for the Ravens. And then also, say what you will about J.K. Dobbins, who has not been able to stay on the field, still a great running back when he's on the field, also gone. You know, so Derrick Henry is going to be taking a lot of that backfield now at the age of 32.
Yeah, but I mean, Derrick Henry, like, he's done that before. You know, he's had, like, when he was in Tennessee, like, that was his backfield, you know? Didn't really come off the field too much. He's had 20-plus carries a game for, like, an extensive period of time.
He's coming off of an okay season with Tennessee. Obviously, Tennessee really wasn't in the running for anything this year. I
feel like I don't think he's going to do anything special with the Baltimore. I don't think he's going to be bad any means. I think he's going to get over 1,000 yards easily.
Oh, age 30, my bad. I thought he was 32.
But I don't think he's going to, like, really, like, be like, wow, like, I remember that season Derrick Henry was on the Ravens. That was crazy. Like, I don't think he's going to be like that.
No, I just think he's just older at this point. You're not going to get that flash that you used to see in him. Granted, I think it's going to be still a great season. He finally has a, like, perfect O-line. This is, like, the perfect system The Ravens are known for running the football, at a high rate, high usage rate, yards per carry. I think throughout the whole season, Derrick Henry stays healthy. It's gonna be. I think he'll do just fine. I think he's obviously going to be in the range of 12 to 1,500 yards. That's like the high end. I think that's what you want.
I think he'll end it.
That's what you're hoping for.
Honestly, I think he'll end it with 1,100.
1,100.
Yeah, I think he's gonna have because everyone's expecting, like you said, between the 12 and 1,500 yard range.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's gonna come a little bit short. 1,100 yards is still a great season. Don't get me wrong, but I think it's gonna be a little lackluster for what everyone's expecting him to do on the new team.
Yep.
So, only time will tell.
That's it for that.
Yeah.
Good with that?
Yeah, you good with that?
All right. I think that wraps up news for everything right now, and we're just gonna get right into fantasy football rankings. We're gonna start off with the bang. We're gonna start off with the quarterbacks right away.
Most important position.
That's it.
All
All right.
10
We're back. All right. So now for the upcoming fantasy season, we have our top 10 quarterback rankings. Do you have any honorable mentions you would like to state? I have a few.
I do not.
I have a bunch, actually.
Okay.
So now, my list, I know, is going to be very different from a lot of people. I
don't think we really have.
I think very differently than a lot of other people do, as opposed to from week 1 to the end of the season. Just all situation down from the coach to the scheme to if they're a pocket passer or rusher. I just take everything into account. So my list is it's fluid, but very objective.
Okay.
All right. So I have a few honorable mentions. I have a bunch of honorable mentions. I'll tell you right now: Jared Goff, Tua Tagovailoa, Matthew Stafford, Trevor Lawrence, Deshaun Watson, Jaden Daniels, and Kirk Cousins, all just missed the top 10, but in that 10 to 20 range.
Okay.
Right. All those quarterbacks, I believe, are going to have a great year, but they're not. All those guys, to me, couldn't reach the potential of everybody in the top 10 that I have personally.
I think we have.
Got anybody you want to shout out?
A similar guy in our top 10. I don't know the exact number, but the fact that you didn't say him in the honorable mentions makes me think you have him in your top 10.
Right.
Because honestly, I didn't think you were going to put him in there. So,
okay. Well, I have okay.
We'll start it off. Who's your number 1?
You want me to start off?
Yeah.
No, we're gonna go 10 to 1. We're not starting.
Oh,
with
you
1.
want 10 to 1?
Yeah, we're going 10 to 1.
Oh, okay. Who's your number 10?
Yeah. All right, I'll start off. All right, my number 10, I got Anthony Richardson.
Brother, same here. If he stays healthy,
same wavelength.
He's gonna have a great year. He just has to stay on the field.
Yeah, let me hear it. Tell me. Tell me all about it.
When he was coming in last year, rookie season, dude, he was kind of balling out.
Yep.
He was doing really well. I'm not a Colts fan, but I was watching the Colts games, and he's got Jonathan Taylor, he's got Michael Pittman. I think if he stays healthy, he's going to put up about 3,500 yards.
Passing?
Yeah.
How many yards on the ground?
Yards on the ground. That's different. I haven't really thought much into that, but probably.
Well, he's a rusher.
I know. I think he could put up 500.
He only played 4 games last year, and in the first 2 games that he started, he was quarterback 1. The first 2 games as a rookie.
Yeah, he was doing really well.
Yeah.
I was upset to see him go down.
Actually, hold on. I'll tell you right now. My bad. He was quarterback 4 on the week.
Okay.
19 in week 2, was out week 3, then came back as quarterback 2 against the Rams in week 4, and then was out for the rest of the season after that. Got hurt week 5. But in those first couple games, did really well.
Yeah.
Passing touchdown, rushing touchdown. Listen, he's the Colts offense. Shane Steichen was brought in for a reason. Being the offensive coordinator for the Eagles when they went to the Super Bowl, obviously unlocking Jalen Hurts and his ability to push his way into the end zone. A gazillion times it felt like. The Colts have signed Michael Pittman to a big contract now. That is their alpha number 1 receiver. That's a good start, for your sophomore quarterback coming back from injury. Jonathan Taylor, ever heard of that guy? Was the best running back in football apparently 3 years ago. He needs to have a little
been very
lackluster.
He took a dip.
Been hurt,
Mm-hmm.
so I won't fault him for that. Changing a quarterback coach-wise, so the last 2 seasons haven't been that great.
I'm not giving up on him, though.
But he's fully healthy, and I expect him to have a great season this year.
What?
Come back.
He may or may not be on my top 10 running back list.
Anthony Richardson, though, this is what you see. I have him at 10 because we didn't see a full rookie season from him, right? He is a passer and a rusher. He's a dual-threat quarterback, which is what you want when you're looking for your fantasy quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you want. I haven't seen too much of the passing game, but you hope that him and Michael Pittman have created a rapport,
I hope so.
Because rushing ability, I don't doubt it's there.
Oh, no, yeah, it's there.
If he has a great season and Shane Steichen treats him like Jalen Hurts, he's going to have at least 10 rushing touchdowns this year,
Mm-hmm.
possibly 700, 800 yards rushing on the ground, that's like the high end.
700, 800?
That's it's a smidge high.
Yeah,
but
I'm saying like 500, 600.
Well, it depends on how much he passes for, really. I mean, if he throws for 3,500 yards, I like 600, 700 yards on the ground.
Okay.
That's what you want. That's going to finish top 3.
Mm.
Definitely quarterback rankings. But, all right, we're in agreement there.
Yeah.
I like that. All
All right.
right.
Pop then. I like it.
Let's see what we got at 9, Kev.
Number 9, I got Kyler Murray.
Okay.
That's the guy I thought you weren't going to put him on your list, but the fact that you didn't say him
Mm-hmm.
makes me believe he's on there. If he's not, we might have to have a little discussion. So hopefully he's on there later in the video. Because, he's also a passer and a rusher.
Right.
So, and he does have weapons like Marvin Harrison Jr. now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm expecting him to have a big season.
Yep.
He's got Trey McBride. So hopefully, he could get those guys moving. And he just keep it running on the ground. I mean, he's a shifty dude. It's kind of hard to tackle him.
For sure.
I mean, I don't really have much to say.
That's all you got on Kyler?
Yeah, I just... Yeah.
Okay.
I should have done more research.
Well, you got time. You want me to take over? Want me to take over? I'll take over. All right, my number 9 quarterback, I have Dak Prescott coming in at number 9. Now,
He doesn't have him on his top 10 at all. He doesn't have him on his top 10.
Kevin forgot who Dak was.
Kevin might have...
Kevin wants to redo his list. I'm gonna explain my take on Dak while Kevin figures.
might have forgot some players.
Oh Jesus!
But the list is final.
What?
So Dak, you're a Cowboy anyway, so go fuck yourself.
Dak is missing the list. Okay.
As a Giants fan, I hate you.
All right, I'll take over from here. Dak, you figure it out. You fix your list.
No, my list is final.
Okay.
My list is final.
I got Dak Prescott at 9. Okay. Now that might seem a little low on the list for certain people. Okay, but for me personally,
seems kind of high for me. I don't even have him.
But listen, over the last couple seasons, Dak finished as the quarterback 3 this year.
No, I know. I'm not gonna lie. Yes, I am a Giants fan. You could have made an argument he should have won MVP this year over Lamar. He was better in every category besides rushing, obviously. You look at his percentages, he was better. You look at his yards, he was better. Touchdowns, better.
Yeah, but it's the Cowboys.
No, I know, but if we're going, just looking at the
Well,
stats on paper.
I'm just talking about fantasy wise. He finished 3 last year. He got hurt the year prior, so he was 18. Then 8, and then the 2020 year, which he tore his fucking ankle apart, and then he was 2 the year prior. Dak Prescott has finished as a top 10 quarterback 3 times in the last 5 years. He does not get drafted highly in fantasy drafts. When you go and you're going through the 4th, 5th, even 6th round, you're not looking for Dak Prescott. You can get Dak at a discount, and he'll just come out and throw for 5,000 yards and finish as, a top 3 quarterback on the year.
Yeah.
But for me, going into this year right now, the Cowboys' offense is a little bit in shambles, in my opinion. Obviously, CeeDee Lamb
They need to get him back.
finished as the number 1 fantasy receiver last year. There's a little bit of a problem going on right now.
Yeah, he wants a contract extension, but Jerry Jones said he's not even thinking about it.
Not even thinking about it.
Not even thinking about it. I mean, because he is still in contract.
Mm-hmm.
He just wants more money, and I mean.
No, he wants his contract. He wants his receiver.
I know,
contract.
but he wants a lot of money on it. And
I don't blame him.
Me. So John.
All right. Yeah.
Dak Prescott.
We're back.
What do you got?
Again, for like the 9th time. I forgot what I was saying before about Dak, but CeeDee Lamb hasn't signed his contract yet. Jerry Jones, being a stingy old prick, needs to stop being the owner of the Cowboys. Find someone else. He's done. All right. Not paying the guy that just finished number 1 in fantasy last year. Yards, touchdowns, catches. You know, that dude had a great season last year. You have to pay him the money. Because if you don't, the Dak Prescott's options is a 30-year-old Brandon Cooks, Jake Ferguson, and a washed-up Ezekiel Elliott.
Like
does that sound like top 5 Cowboys offense to you?
Yeah.
Does
it's New Year, baby!
It's all right. Yeah, absolutely not. Listen, with CD, obviously Dak could get to the 2-3, you know, again, you know, like he finds a way every year. As long as he stays healthy, his passing, his rushing, he puts it all together. But I think now with the CD lingering, you know, and if he doesn't sign the contract, he doesn't stay with the Cowboys, whatever, he chooses to sit out. Even if he signs a contract, I still believe that he will have a slight regression in terms of maybe touchdowns overall, you know. So that's where I believe Dak will probably finish long term for the season.
All right, number 8.
You did your 9? Oh, right, Kyler.
Yeah,
you got anything else you want to add?
Shifty.
Got anything else you want to add to that?
No.
No.
Number 8, I got Aaron Rodgers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he's a little
At 8?
sneaky. At 8.
That's crazy.
So I got Aaron Rodgers at number 8.
That's insane. What?
Hear me out.
Why?
Hear me out. So, you know, obviously, first season with the Jets.
He's not Tom Brady.
His stats were zeros across the board.
Last year?
Yeah. But somehow has a 39.6 passer rating. Don't know how that's possible, but okay.
He threw one pass, right?
Oh, yeah, he might have thrown one pass.
But it was incomplete?
Yeah, so shouldn't that be 0?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not going to argue with it. But looking at his last 3 years with the Packers, obviously 2020 and 2021, back-to-back MVP seasons. You know, both over 4,000 yards. No more than 5 picks in each of those seasons.
He finished as the quarterback 2, 6, and a 13 over the last 3 seasons.
And then his last season with the Packers, 3,600 yards, 26 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. Low dip from previous 2 years. Mm-hmm. But I think this year, you know, he's come back. He's got that new Achilles from whatever weird experimental surgery he decided to do. Whatever psychedelic he's going to be on during the game.
Listen,
I don't know.
If the Jets were in it last year, he was going to come back.
No, I know. But I think him with Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall. Okay, I think Aaron Rodgers is going to thrive with the Jets. He's got Garrett Wilson, one of the top young receivers in the league. He's going to have a great season because he had great seasons without Aaron Rodgers. With Aaron Rodgers, I think he's going to be amazing. I'm not writing off Aaron Rodgers. I know a lot of people.
You're talking about Aaron Rodgers or Garrett Wilson?
I'm writing off Aaron. I'm talking about Aaron Rodgers. I'm not writing off Aaron Rodgers yet. Mm-hmm. You know, I know a lot of people are like, oh no, like he's old, screw him, like don't matter. Dude, he won MVP 2 years ago. Like, I'm sorry, you're not winning MVP 2 years ago and then going to be absolutely trash.
Age 40,
now. Okay,
off of an Achilles injury, with the Jets. You think he finishes 8th?
On paper. The Jets are a playoff team. Like they could make a run on paper. I think they really will. You know, you got Breece Hall, one of the top running backs in the league, if he stays healthy.
Yeah.
If he stays healthy, Breece Hall, in my opinion, top 3 running back. Garrett Wilson, again, stays healthy, has a good production with Aaron Rodgers.
Top 10 receiver.
Yeah.
Top 5, maybe.
I think maybe top 5. Top 5 might be pushing it, but definitely top 10. And then on the defense, you know, you got Sauce Gardner, you got Williams.
I'm not debating that the Jets aren't going to be good. But you think Aaron Rodgers is going to do enough to finish 8th?
Dude, I think him and Garrett Wilson are going to just go off. And then he's got Breece Hall in the backfield.
All right.
And then also with Mike Williams, if Mike Williams can stay healthy, dude, Mike Williams is a top.
Mike Williams is great.
He's a top 5 fantasy receiver for like 3 weeks.
Another ACL injury.
I know.
So he's
That's what
going
I'm
to be
saying.
kind of
if he stays healthy, because I always draft Mike Williams in fantasy. And he's, like, first 3 weeks, he's putting up, like, 15 to 20 points every week.
Mm-hmm.
And then he gets injured. So if he can stay healthy, I think Aaron Rodgers is going to feed him. And
If Mike Williams was fully healthy this year, I could see it. I could see the path. But he's not playing, and that's why I don't see the path for a top 10 finish this year.
I really don't think it's unrealistic.
I think it is.
I think it very much can happen.
I don't see the path. I really don't. I don't even see the path for a top 15, realistically. I don't.
Okay, now you're talking out your ass.
I don't. I don't even have him as an honorable mention. I really don't.
Brother.
Listen, I'm not saying that the Jets aren't going to be good. I think Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall are going to do phenomenal, but himself personally, I mean, he'd have to throw for 4,500 yards and 40-something touchdowns, and I don't see that.
If everyone stays healthy, I think he has to
see that happening at all.
I really do.
All right. Well, we'll agree to disagree.
All right.
My eighth quarterback, he's Aaron Rodgers' successor, Mr. Jordan Love, coming in at the 8th spot. Jordan Love. Now listen, Jordan Love. We really only have 1 full year of what he has done. Has shown. Obviously, last year, a little bumpy, but a positive record. They went to the playoffs. They beat the Cowboys in Dallas.
We them boys.
We them boys.
Oh, I hate the Cowboys.
And then just signed his mega fucking extension deal now, so he's going to be with the Packers for the next couple of years. They have their franchise guy now. They saw enough that they have their franchise guy. Played every game last year, was the 5th quarterback on the year, right? Threw for 32 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 4,200 yards. Pretty good year, Clearly he learned enough in those 2 seasons sitting behind Rodgers that,
It was only 2 seasons?
Yeah.
I feel like he was...
Because this is his 4th year.
Wow, I feel like he was sitting behind Aaron Rodgers for like
I think
5
this is
years.
his 4th year.
I feel like he was drafted so long ago.
Right. Yeah. This is his 4th year.
Yeah.
I think.
No, I think you're right, but it feels like so much longer.
4th or 5th year? Maybe 5th year. Anyway, sign the contract. You have a very young team. You get rid of Aaron Jones, just exchange him for Josh Jacobs. My opinion, a little bit of a downgrade, but other people would disagree with that. People love Josh Jacobs. Decent O-line. You got Christian Watson, Jaden Reed, Romeo Dobbs, freaking, who's their tight end I'm blanking on? He's there.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm blanking on the tight end.
Oh,
Luke Musgrave. That's his.
Oh, yeah.
Luke Musgrave, Datani Wicks. It's gonna be a good season. I think the Packers are definitely in contention to win the division.
100%.
Got to go toe to toe with the Lions. It's the Lions to lose, in my opinion. Packers definitely have all the tools to win. They're very young, very eager. Jordan Love now is set, and I think he's set for a good year. I think if he just repeats, a top 8 finish is definitely in the cards, and I like what I see so far.
I'm not mad at that.
From the Packers.
Really not mad at that at all?
No, and I think Jordan Love will take another step, really. I think he will.
It kind of bothers me that the Packers just, never have a bad quarterback. You went from Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers, now to Jordan Love.
Can you imagine Jordan Love plays with the Packers for another 15 years, wins, at least 2 or 3 MVPs in a Super Bowl?
And then they just draft.
I will just hate.
Franchise?
Dude. There's Packer fans out here that if that happens will have never experienced bad quarterback play. Seriously, for 60 years.
Me and you know that all too well.
From Brett Favre to Rodgers to Jordan Love.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
God damn it. That's all I have.
I mean, hey, hats off to you guys. Know how to draft a quarterback. If you could give some tips to the Giants, I would love that.
All right. What do you have so far at 10? Oh, I forgot to put Brock Purdy in my honorable mention. Yeah, I'd definitely take Brock Purdy over Rodgers.
Yeah, I mean, Brock Purdy is my number 7.
That's your number 7?
Yeah.
Probably at 11. Probably just outside the top 10. 11 or 12.
'Cause, I mean, he has the weapons.
For me personally, I would. You know, I think if Brandon Ayuk,
That's what I was gonna say.
'Cause
If he stays with the team,
this is like the weirdest thing I've ever seen, like going on right now with this verbal deal between the Steelers, and like no one's saying if it's final or not. So I'm really confused. It's really
a whole lot
also
of hoopla.
destroying my rankings on where to put George Kittle and Deebo Samuel.
Yeah.
Because of it, this, you know, and Brock Purdy. Because I think if Ayuk leaves, it raises Samuel and Kittle, but I think it also brings down Purdy at the same time.
100%. It would be good for the receivers if Ayuk leaves, but not for Purdy.
Purdy had a great season last year. Obviously, made the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
fed everybody on the team.
4,200 yards, 31 touchdowns, 11 interceptions.
Fed everyone on the team. He played really well. I just, you know, for some reason, I think he takes a step back. And outside the top 10, that's not bad. It's not terrible.
See, I'm
What did he
putting him in
finish
the
as
top
last
10,
year?
assuming...
He was the sixth. He finished at sixth
I'm
last year.
putting him in the top 10, assuming Ayuk stays. I know Ayuk is, like you said, talking to the Steelers. Like, no one really knows if it's final or if it's, like, not going to happen. Assuming he stays, Brock Purdy is my number 7.
Okay.
Because, Ayuk's coming off a great season. But then you also got Deebo Samuel, George Kittle. Obviously, Kittle, top 3 tight end in the league. Deebo is top 5, top 10 receiver in the league.
Top 10 when healthy, definitely for sure.
Yeah, I mean, because he had that season, he was top 5.
Just can't stay healthy.
He can't. He's got to stay healthy. So I feel like everyone stay. Well, George Kittle too. George Kittle likes to play around with injuries.
Brandon Ayuk though, fully healthy, and had a great season last year.
Always.
And obviously CMC.
Yeah. CMC's going to put up 1,000 yards rushing and receiving every year. So,
Purdy's on one of the best offenses in football.
Yeah, if Purdy's not in the top 10, he better have gotten injured.
Yeah, as long as Kyle Shanahan is just constantly dealing out these plays and Purdy's just putting the ball where it needs to be, he's going to finish around the 10th spot.
Honestly, even without Ayuk, CMC is going to make up for him. So, like you said, either way, around the top 10.
Yeah.
If he's out of the top 10, either way.
Purdy is set for another great year, I think.
He has everything in front of him.
If Brandon Ayuk leaves, I think it just drops him down slightly. But I think he goes from 6 to maybe 10, 11, 12, maybe a little, further out. But we shall see. So you have him at 7.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right, this one might shock some people. I don't know. This one might just maybe hurt some people down in their guts. But I got Mr. Slim Shady himself, Joe Shiesty, Joe Burrow at number 7.
Okay.
Now, I love Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow is a great quarterback. Probably going to have a great season. A lot of people have picked the Bengals to win the division this upcoming season. Me personally, I just don't think that he has the tools or the offense to necessarily finish as a top 5 fantasy quarterback this year. He's also coming off of an injury this year. Jamar Chase is coming off of an injury this year. Thank God they brought back T. Higgins, because the loss of Joe Mixon, the loss of Tyler Boyd, I think is going to be a huge hit for this offense.
Losing big-time weapons.
We haven't seen a full season of Joe Burrow and the Jamar Chase, LSU stack really fully healthy all year. So
They've been doing pretty well.
I'm excited.
For the time they've played
of course,
together.
But I'm excited to see it. I need to see it full year. Now, obviously, Joe Burrow has the talent to go out there and put up 4,500 yards, to put up 40 touchdowns, to bring the Bengals to the playoffs, high playoff seed, all that. But for me personally, he would have to do that in order to finish as a top 5 quarterback, and I just don't see the path necessarily for him this season doing that. That's really all I got for that, honestly. I think 7 is generous. Really, I think it is. I still think he could finish as a top 10 quarterback. I just don't see top 5 at all. I really don't see the path for that. Maybe I'll be proven wrong. Maybe if they start hot, him and Jamar Chase. Just obviously Jamar Chase, top. You can argue top 3 receiver in the league, top 5 when healthy. The Bengals are going to be good. They're definitely going to be competing with the Ravens, the Browns for the AFC North. But for fantasy wise, I think 7 is honestly a perfect ranking for Joe Burrow.
Yeah, I mean,
we'll see where you have him.
I'm not too far off of you. So, I mean, there's not really much. You kind of hit every topic. I just have him at 6. I have him one spot higher.
Okay.
So
All right, so we're there.
yeah, with it.
We're
And
there.
honestly, I was thinking the same thing you are. Coming off an injury, haven't had a full season with Chase, lost a lot of weapons.
Yep.
So honestly, it's going to be interesting to see how Burrow does this season.
Now, don't get me wrong. I think he's going to have a great season.
Yeah.
Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, if the three of them could just stay healthy, the three of them individually are going to have, phenomenal numbers. They're going to do great.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I really feel like it's just the loss of Mixon and Tyler Boyd.
I think that,
those are two very reliable options.
Yeah. And people don't think about Tyler Boyd sometimes.
Oh,
But he
he's
was
always
a
been on the
good
radar.
wide receiver
Always.
3.
Mhm.
Could be a very good wide receiver 2 on a lot of teams.
Yeah.
Now he's on the Titans with Calvin Ridley and Will Levis. So we'll see how that goes.
D-Hop.
And Joe Mixon went to go join this juggernaut forming in Houston.
Yeah. I mean, could you blame him?
No, absolutely not. So, I think 6 and 7, fair ranking. I feel like that is a fair ranking. Seriously, all things considered, I don't see him finishing that much higher.
Yeah.
All right, my 6th quarterback is Kyler Murray.
Okay.
I got him at 6. And I was debating putting him in the top 5, but I think 6 is honestly a great ranking. I think, people kind of forgot about Kyler Murray last year after he came back from his ACL injury. Finished out the year pretty decent, but he didn't have a wide receiver 1. It was mostly him and James Conner running the offense. Trey McBride, another big name tight end that you want to, keep in mind for this upcoming season. He's going to be a top option in this Cardinals offense. Obviously now with the addition of Marvin Harrison, hopefully going to come in and just establish being the one right away.
Should if he who's really going to compete with him?
I thought Hollywood last year was going to be
You think so?
great for Kyler. Now he's with Mahomes in the Chiefs.
Yeah.
So now, Marvin Harrison comes in and going to establish himself as the one. But Trey McBride is that second option in that offense.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
He might even start with being the first option in that offense. That's a big name to look at. Obviously,
it's a slim list for Kyler with his options. Doesn't have too many.
but it's I think no, but himself. This is a dual threat. This is the dual threat. Like besides Lamar and Josh Allen,
smaller guy.
this is the
He's
dual
shifty.
threat. Yeah. When you think fantasy, Kyler should be a top option that you think of. He's shifty. He could throw for a gazillion yards. Defenders, it's hard to catch him. He will get 8 to 10 rushing touchdowns a year while also throwing for 4,000 yards. Kyler is there. Fully healthy, Kyler can put up these kinds of numbers. Obviously, since he's come in the league, finished as the quarterback 6, 3, and 10. And then, obviously, he got hurt the last 2 years, so quarterback 19 and 27. But this year, I feel like now with a brand new rookie receiver, hopefully to be generational, obviously in Marvin Harrison Jr., Trey McBride, James Conner. I think this receiving core is good to go. Obviously, you still got Michael Wilson there going into his sophomore season. Greg Dortch. Zay Jones is coming over from the Jaguars, going to play a big role. So they got the pieces. And Kyler himself could, drop 30 points for fantasy week.
He's done it before.
Every week.
Every week.
Literally. So, I like Kyler, and the good thing about Kyler too is you can get Kyler who could be a top 3 fantasy finisher
You get him
late in the draft. You don't have to pay that high of a price for him. Seriously, I think he's going in like the 8th or 9th round right now. Let's see what his ADP is. I'm curious. ADP, yeah, he's going at the back of the 7th, start of the 8th. That's where he's going right now. I would pay that price for him.
I'll have a kicker by that point already.
Okay.
You think I'm kidding? I'm not.
No,
I draft Justin
we
Tucker
know.
like the 3rd to 4th round every year.
We know you're not kidding.
It works.
All right, on to the top 5.
Number 5.
Can't wait to hear this.
I have Josh Allen.
Brother, I got Josh Allen.
Hell yeah,
at
brother.
5 as well. So
See,
good. We're in agreement here.
I was gonna put him a little bit higher, but
Talk to me.
he did lose Stephon Diggs. He lost his number 1. So, I couldn't really put him anything past 5.
Yep.
But I mean, his options aren't that bad. You know, he still has James Cook, expecting him to have a big season.
Mm-hmm.
He's got Keon Coleman, Curtis Samuel,
Rookie Keon Coleman,
KJ
Curtis
Hamler.
Samuel. I mean, Curtis Samuel. Yeah.
Veteran,
but nothing that special.
No, nothing. I mean, they don't really have anything like.
I mean, literally.
Oh
like,
my God.
Khalil Shakir is actually might be the receiver 1 to start the year,
Honestly,
which is bad.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm looking at the depth chart right now. He is their wide receiver 1. Only reason I didn't say it, I don't know how to say his last name.
Khalil Shakir.
Yeah, I didn't know it was Shakir.
There you go.
And I wasn't gonna say Shakir when I sounded it out of my head.
Yeah.
So
Well, since we're on agreements here, we'll just share
you also have another veteran
conversation.
coming off the bench in Scantley. You know, he a solid option. He is. Don't look at me like that. Don't look. Chat. Help me out. Come on. Scantley's solid.
Listen,
bro.
a lot like Josh Allen. A lot of people have him going 1, obviously, because he's finished
Nope.
1 every year of his career. It
Nope.
feels like.
Nope.
Nope. Let's actually look. I'm curious. Yeah, let's see. 1, 2, 1, 1, 8. That's been Josh Allen's finishes the last couple of years.
No, trust me. I
And
know.
the-
I've had Josh Allen most of those years.
And the last couple of years, the Bills, on paper, should have gone and won the Super Bowl at least once, and Josh Allen should have an MVP in one of those years.
Yeah.
But he doesn't.
He doesn't.
And I think that window is closed now. And now with the
Definitely the
loss
Super Bowl.
of Diggs, and you have an aging Von Miller on the defense that's just taking all the money from the budget.
Let
and
the
not
man get paid.
and it's just and now and not even Stephon Diggs is gone. Your Alpha A is not there. But Gabe Davis is also not there. Your deep threat,
Gabe Davis went to Jacksonville.
Jacksonville. He is also not there. So now, who do you have to take off the top of the defense? Who do you have to take away the best defender on the
Dalton
field?
Kincaid.
Dalton
baby.
Kincaid is seriously the one option in this offense.
You got him and Dawson Knox.
Started off a little slow last year, came back in the second half of the year, played great. Was a rookie last year.
Mhm.
Obviously, Sam Laporta, rookie last year, just obviously dominated the tight end position last
Yeah.
year. So a lot of people forgot about Dalton Kincaid. But Dalton Kincaid this year, looking to be Josh Allen's right-hand man, is Travis Kelce, if you will.
I mean, a little sneak peek. I do have Dalton Kincaid
In
on my
his
list.
sophomore year.
in the tight ends.
I think everyone should.
If they
He's
don't,
going, to be forced by Josh Allen, so he has to be a top
Why not?
option.
Trust me, I know.
As much as I would like to put Josh Allen higher, I just don't think that the Bills overall are going to do that great. So unless Josh Allen puts up an anomaly like 15 rushing touchdowns and throws for 4,000 yards somehow, first off, I mean, you prove all of us wrong.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't think he has. Obviously, it's Josh Allen. He has the ability to finish top 3 on any given year. I just don't think it's this year. This year specifically, I think it comes down.
Yeah. I mean, I agree.
5 is generous.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I don't think the Bills really have it in them to put Josh Allen at that anything really higher than 5.
Yeah.
Me personally, I have them finishing 3rd in the division. I think they're going
Me
to finish.
too.
I think they're going to finish.
I think
Miami
Jets and
and
Dolphins
Yeah.
play.
I had the Jets winning the
finish
division,
higher than the
but
Bills.
yeah, I don't like if you can't really have a top 3 quarterback in fantasy if you're not even really finishing.
Well,
And-
I mean,
you
you could,
but
but
like it's unlikely.
I just
Because if
don't.
you're finishing 3rd in the division, either your division is absolutely stacked,
Mhm.
which honestly the Jets and Dolphins on paper, pretty stacked teams.
Should do better than the Bills.
Yeah, but like, what was I saying?
What was I saying?
Unless you're either in a really stacked division. Oh, wow, I don't know what I was saying. What the fuck was I saying? I completely.
Find it.
Dude, I lost
Find
my
it.
train of thought.
Find it there.
Finishing 3rd in the division, top 3 quarterback. Yeah, I don't know. I lost it. I actually lost my whole
All
train
right,
of
you're
thought.
done. We're moving on.
Yeah, no, my train of thought
That's
left
it.
the station. I'm sorry.
All right,
Like,
you want me to start with the 4, or you want it?
go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So my fourth spot,
Hmm.
okay. I have C.J. Stroud at the 4.
Oh.
Okay. I wanted to put him higher, but I don't need backlash from fucking people out there who love, obviously, Josh Allen and want to put him in the top 3. Me personally, I'm putting C.J. Stroud here as a courtesy to the people out there. I would love to put
Man of the people.
I would love to put C.J. Stroud 1 or 2.
Mhm.
I believe that he will actually finish as the number 1 quarterback this year. He is my, not so much dark horse because I have him ranked as the 4th quarterback on the board.
Yeah.
But when you look at what he did his rookie year, he comes in, he takes the franchise that was literally finished like dead last in the league the year prior, and he takes them to the playoffs. Not only to the playoffs, but he wins a playoff game. Goes on to the second round, you know. Goes up against the MVP and Lamar Jackson on his home turf, you know. Throws for over 4,000 yards in his rookie year.
You see, I'm kind of missing the part where he isn't a top 3 quarterback.
Hold on. I'm getting there. Hold on. So
Okay.
and then you have the Houston offense that just has gotten better.
Yeah.
There's no part of that offense that's missing.
Me personally, it's Houston's Super Bowl to lose.
You got all right. I wouldn't go that far. I mean,
I
they're
would.
still young. Stroud's got a lot to still do.
Age, I don't care about age, bro. If you're good, you're good.
Well, we'll see. I mean, they got the pieces. Can they put it all together?
I
You
know.
haven't seen it yet.
No, I know, but I'm saying
But seriously,
think
I
it's
mean, you
their
have
Super Bowl to lose.
Nico Collins, Diggs, Tank Dell. All those 3 receivers could finish top 20 in fantasy rankings.
Uh-huh.
You have Dalton Schultz, who can finish as a top 5 tight end this year. And then Joe Mixon, who came from the Bengals. They've already figured and just upgraded their running back situation. You know, there's no player on the offensive side that's missing. You know? So, and then now for a top 4 finish or a top 3 finish, I mean, you have to do something, extraordinary from a pocket passer to finish that high.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm looking for C.J. Stroud to throw for 5,000 yards this year. Have a 5,000 yard season and 45 plus touchdown passes. You know, maybe a little rushing in between.
He could run a little bit.
Seriously, I think first year with all these weapons, I really believe he could throw for 5,000 yards this year and finish possibly top 3, maybe the 1.
40.
He'll have to do a lot as a pocket
you think
passer.
He's getting that many touchdowns?
Yeah. I would
Not
I
that
would
much,
be
that's not
shocked
crazy.
actually if he threw for like less than like 38 or 40.
Yeah.
I would be a little shocked. Seriously. I mean,
With the weapons he has,
on
yeah.
paper and what I saw from him already his rookie year, I don't see how he doesn't take it to the next level already. What else would be the next level from 4,000 yards a rookie year and the season he had? 5,000 yards.
Yeah, I mean,
and almost 50 touchdowns.
Only-
I expect a big season. And every year you want to try to find that quarterback that you can get for a value that's going to go out there and possibly finish as the number 1 quarterback. Obviously, I can't give you value because C.J. Stroud is being drafted relatively high. He's going in like the back of the 3rd, 4th round right now. So it's a high price to pay. But what I'm listen to the words I'm saying. I truly believe that C.J. Stroud will finish as the number 1 quarterback this year.
then why
But
did
I
you
need
rank
to
him
see
there?
it. I have
Then why did you rank
him
him there?
4th right now.
Yeah, but if you believe he's going to finish number 1, why didn't you put him number 1? Your list is a lie.
It's not a lie.
I honestly, no. Since
Yeah,
you,
because I gotta
no,
see
no.
it.
Since you said you fully believe he's ending number 1, and you didn't
Yeah.
put him number 1, it makes me
Because
question.
I got 3,
It makes me question the rest
because I
of your
got
list.
3 guys ahead of him that have done it before.
No,
They've
it
been
makes me
there.
question the rest of your list.
Well, there's only 3 more guys left.
Why isn't Brock Purdy on there?
I told you why.
Why is Dak on there?
I told you why.
What, I think you're lying.
What?
Because you just said.
Why did you have only like 4 words to describe Kyler Murray?
Because I didn't.
why is 40-year-old Aaron Rodgers on your list so high at 8?
You know the drugs he be taking. They got superpowers.
Do they now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why didn't he come back last year?
He didn't want people to know. It's a secret.
Understood. Well, who's your 4th smart guy?
My number 4 is Jalen Hurts.
Mhm.
I mean, I know a lot of people have him top 3. Some might have him number 1.
I don't think anybody's got him number 1. A lot of people like to call him overrated.
Yeah, I know, but I'm sure.
All the
I'm sure we can
non-football
find
knowers
people
out there.
I mean, his easily top 5. You could honestly put him top 3. Like,
Duh.
yeah, like
Fantasy-wise, I mean, what are we talking about?
Oh, he's got all the weapons. He has Devonta Smith, A.J. Brown, Dallas Goedert, just got Saquon Barkley. Like,
Let me hear it.
And
All of it.
He's one of the top rushing quarterbacks in the league.
Yep.
I mean, honestly, he could be. I can see him being number 2, number 3. I put him number 4. I'm a little biased. I'm a Giants fan.
Just outside the top 3.
Yeah, so just outside the top 3, because, they took Saquon Barkley. Saquon's going to have, 1,400 yards this year. It's going to piss me off.
The Giants fans crying right now. Jalen Hurts finishes over the last 3 years as a full-time starter.
I shouldn't have thought about the Giants.
Finished as the quarterback 9, 3, and 2.
I mean,
over the last 3 years.
Keeps getting better. Keeps getting
better. And
I honestly don't think he'd be at one. I know, like you said, people think he's overrated. I don't think he's overrated. I just don't think he's
and he has every tool and every weapon, and you've seen it before with the experience.
Coach.
He can finish as the 1, no doubt. He's finished top 3 in the last 2 years, and now he's going for the 1 spot. And you've seen it before. Got the weapons, got everything, got all the tools you want.
But can he put it all together, like you said with Texas?
Because I've seen it before. I've seen it honestly, 2 years in a row.
This offense is basically the same as last year. You're just switching out Swift for Barkley.
And Kelsey's not there.
That is true. Kelsey did just retire. But, I mean, the rest of the O-line...
But the Eagles, remember the Eagles fell apart last year, that back half of the year. I don't know what was going on.
Yeah, I mean, but who says they do that again?
But A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith are monsters.
Exactly. Saquon Barkley will have at least 1,400 rushing yards and then easily 900 to 1,000 receiving yards.
I don't believe that. But
multiple times.
I don't know about multiple.
I'm pretty sure
he's beat it like McCaffrey, and he's not.
No, I think he's had 2 seasons.
He's been too much hurt. No, he has not.
He has.
No.
Look it up.
I'm looking it up right now. I know he hasn't.
He's definitely had at least
I'd be shocked. I'd actually would be.
His rookie, he had 2,000 scrimmage yards.
Receiving. His highest receiving yards he's ever had was 721 his rookie year. So I don't know where you're getting that.
I think I just got mixed up with the fact that he had 2.
He's only gone over rushing. He's only rushed over 1,000 3 times in his career.
Okay.
What Saquon were you watching?
No. You know me.
Caught 1,000 yards of balls twice. Not even McCaffrey.
You know me.
McCaffrey's done that.
Dude, I was a hater of Saquon on the Giants. As a Giants fan, I was a hater of him.
McCaffrey only did that once.
I don't think he's good, but I know with the O-line he has now, he's gonna go ballistic. But that's for the running back list. We're talking about Jalen Hurts.
Yep, tell me about him. I mean, you already did, but
yeah, I feel like. What else you want to know?
I
can tell you his favorite food.
Can you?
Yeah.
What is it?
His favorite food is Swedish fish.
Candy?
Yeah, his favorite food is a candy.
You've seen his body? You think he's putting Swedish fish in his body?
Dude, have you seen DK Metcalf's
different
diet?
Different guy.
He eats 4 bags of candy a day.
Different guy. I think his body's just used to the candy. That's an anomaly. DK's like an actual titan freak of nature. Who are you looking at?
I'm looking at Steven watching us right now. Hi, Steven.
Hey, Steven. Go fuck yourself. Fuck you, Steven.
What did Steven ever do to you?
He's a bitch.
Bro, Stephen Colston is not a bitch.
Bitch.
No, he's not.
Bitch.
Steven, I got you back. I love you, buddy.
Bitch. All right, top 3.
Who you got?
Mr. Lamar Jackson coming at the 3 spot. MVP season.
Brother. Me too.
You too?
Me too.
I mean, that's just 3 was the ceiling. That was the highest I was going to put him. But, no lower than 5. I wasn't going to put him really lower than 5. It was, between that 3 to 5 range. Kind of really between Lamar, CJ, and Josh Allen. I didn't really know how to rank those guys, you know? Because Josh Allen and Lamar, we've seen them be the number 1 quarterback on the year. You know, Lamar's won 2 MVPs. Very consistent over the last couple of years, although dealt with some injuries and of himself and the team. Lamar was kind of tricky, in my opinion, because despite him winning an MVP last year, and I believe let's see, where did he finish last year? I know he finished pretty high. He was the fourth. He finished as the fourth overall quarterback on the year.
Mm-hmm.
3,600 passing yards, which was the highest of his career, surprisingly. 24 touchdowns to 7 interceptions, good touchdown-interception ratio, and 820 yards on the ground and 5 rushing touchdowns. So an overall really good year.
Yeah.
For him and the Ravens. And, went all the way to the AFC Championship and then blew that game because they sucked. But this upcoming year, obviously we already talked about it earlier. Mark Andrews is coming off of an injury. Obviously has been Lamar's security blanket for the last couple of seasons. Top tight end in the league. Zay Flowers, great rookie year, now has to step up and become a dominant alpha receiver already in his sophomore year.
Outside of that, it gets a little shaky now.
With the loss of OBJ and the Rashad Bateman that comes and goes as he pleases and really hasn't done anything special for the offense.
Mm-hmm.
The receiving core is low.
Yeah, you got Zay Flowers, obviously. Great rookie season. He's probably going to have a great sophomore season. Rashad Bateman, like you said, hit or miss. Kind of depends on the day. After that, you just got Nelson Aguilar. That is their wide receiver 3.
Nelson Aguilar. That's terrible. That's terrible.
Yeah, not much to say about him. He had one decent season with Philly back in 2017, 2018, something like that. After that, dude's garbage. He sucks.
No, literally. But here's the thing. You say all that, but then you watch the Ravens play, and all of a sudden they threw 48 points on the board, and Lamar has 2 passing touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns, and he's quarterback 1 on the week. And it's well, how'd that happen?
Yeah.
And then, it's very inconsistent over the year, but all of a sudden he finishes at the 4 spot.
Yeah.
And you're like, how the hell did he do that? He's got no one on the team.
He's just an athlete.
He's an athlete?
He's going to make a play
he lost
out
some
of
weight.
anything.
Skinnier now, apparently. So now he
might be
rush,
faster.
maybe rush
might
more.
Be faster.
Maybe another 1,000 yards on the ground.
Maybe. Honestly, I'm a big believer though. As a track guy, I ran track for 10 years. Weight don't mean shit when it comes to speed.
Yeah.
Because I was faster at my heaviest than I was at my lightest.
Wow.
I was faster at 175 than I was at 158. And not fast about just a little I was noticeably faster.
Interesting.
And I've seen dudes that in the 200s and not Jack 200s, big dude, blow kids out of the water that are 160 pounds.
Yeah.
I've seen it time and time again. So him losing weight, yes, it could mean you get faster because I've seen that happen. The guy loses weight, yeah,
just shiftier,
but
less weight to throw around.
Yeah, but it's not guaranteed. If he has the same rushing, a similar rushing season to the one he had last year, I wouldn't be surprised about that. I'm not I think he's gonna have a better rushing season, but I don't think it's as guaranteed as people think.
Mm-hmm.
I think people are looking too much into that, but we'll see.
Yeah, we're really banking on Mark Andrews to, come back from injury and be that dominant tight end force, his safety blanket, and Zay Flowers to take a step, and hopefully Derrick Henry can add something to this offense, despite his age. I know we talked about that earlier.
Yeah.
He'll still have a great season.
Behind that O-line, he has no choice to.
But then Lamar, obviously he could finish 12 for all we know. But then he just throws these games together because he's special. He really is. He's unique. He's special. You don't just win 2 MVPs by being mediocre.
Yeah.
So he's obviously good enough to finish as a top 3 fantasy quarterback despite this offense right now. And that's all I got for him. My second overall quarterback I have is Jalen Hurts.
Okay.
Yeah.
We
honestly, I was gonna put him at 1. I actually really considered just moving him to the 1 spot because
I thought about it.
It's not even it probably will happen this year. Seriously, it's so in the range of possibilities.
It could.
The Eagles' offense just put it all together. He rushes for a gazillion touchdowns every year, throws for almost 4,000 yards.
When you got the tush push.
Yeah, and then you got A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, who are great. Obviously Dallas Goedert was a little lackluster. Last year, I expected more from him, but I think with the addition of Saquon Barkley, that's going to raise the offense a little bit more. I like Jalen Hurts to finish top 3. Granted, he stays healthy, and the Eagles' offense just, works as a unit. They fire on all cylinders. There's really not too much more to say about him. He's going, actually, he's the number 1 quarterback off the board this year. That's the only problem.
Really?
Yeah, he's going in the third
I
round.
didn't know that.
He's going in the third round, pretty much before everybody. So that's just something to look forward to. Look to. If you're looking to take a quarterback early, just know that you have to spend the top pick on him. And Hurts. That's, in my opinion, currently, that's like the top dual threat who has the perfect situation right now is Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
Obviously, it would probably be Lamar, but the Ravens' offense just doesn't have what the Eagles have.
Yeah.
So
I know I said I think it's the Texans' Super Bowl to lose, but, I wouldn't be surprised if the Eagles came in and stole it.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, perfect. They can't get any better.
Yeah.
They really can't.
Eagles, Texans, Super Bowl.
Maybe.
Hurts, Stroud.
Go
Dude,
Texans.
that'd be a Super Bowl.
Go
That'd
Texans.
be a
I
good
can't
Super
watch
Bowl.
another Eagles win. I can't.
Who's your 2?
So number 2, already talked about him. Not gonna get really too deep into him. I put C.J. Stroud as number 2, just because he's got all the pieces.
Yeah. And here, I agree with you.
Yeah.
You could have put him 4-3, 2-1,
Dude,
and
you
I
got
would have
Mixon,
agreed.
Diggs,
Yeah.
Nico Collins, Tank Dell. You got everybody there.
Yeah.
Dalton Schultz.
Listen, I am with you. The only reason I just don't have him higher than these guys is just because he really is just like a perfect pocket passer.
Yeah.
So he has to do a lot. He has to throw for 5,000 yards and 45 touchdowns to get to the 1 spot.
I think that's so realistic.
He has to do a lot because he's not a big rusher as Lamar and Jalen and Josh
If
Allen
anyone's
are.
going to do that, it's going to be him this year.
I agree.
If anyone's doing it, it's him.
I absolutely agree.
Mm-hmm.
And we already talked about him a lot, so.
Yeah, there's
That's
not really
it.
much more to talk about.
And now we're on to number 1 quarterback.
Yeah. Who do you got?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 1 quarterback.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I had to actually think long and hard about this.
Oh.
All right. But to no avail. It's obviously, clearly, without a doubt, Bryce Young. Why are you guys laughing?
Say that again with a straight face.
Why are you guys laughing?
Say that with a straight face. Look
Why?
me in my eyes and tell me Bryce Young's
All right, hold on.
finishing
Give me a second.
number 1 in fantasy this year. Let's see how this goes.
Picture's a little dusty. There's a lot of noises going on behind me. Hold on, I just gotta think about how I want to say this.
Oh. Hey, you hear him laughing? Just thinking about it.
the possibility of Daniel Jones.
Oh, Daniel Jones could be.
Bryce Young, top 1 fantasy.
John, look at me. Camera said he is not recording. It's just me and you.
Bryce
Mike's
Young.
on here. We're just talking.
Yeah,
Look me in my eyes. Stare into my soul.
I'm there. I'm there.
Tell me.
Yeah,
Bryce Young is going to finish number 1 fantasy this year.
he is going to finish.
37.
But still.
Sounds the same.
Above Daniel Jones. Probably. No, it's Patrick Mahomes. Let's just cut to the
I
bullshit.
agree. It's
Yeah, it's
Patrick
Patrick Mahomes. Now, as much as I don't want to say Patrick Mahomes,
It's
this
gotta be
motherfucker
Patrick
has won 2 Super Bowls back to back. He won an MVP. He finished as the number 1 quarterback 2 years ago. He could have did it last year, despite the offense was not that great last year. The offense
I
got.
we don't even need to talk like it's Patrick Mahomes.
It's Patrick
Everybody knows
Mahomes.
it's Patrick Mahomes.
The offense got a little bit better this year. He pulled shit out of his ass. Last I checked, Travis Kelce's still playing football.
Yeah.
The defense is still great.
Taylor
The
Swift probably be at every game.
The offensive lines.
Every game.
The offensive line is still getting away with holding calls. Rashee Rice is still not in prison. Xavier Worthy might be the only receiver playing by week 1 because apparently Hollywood Brown broke his clavicle or something. I don't know.
Isaiah Pacheco.
It's falling apart as much as it's growing at the same time. It's weird. I don't know. Probably go see a doctor about that. Anyway, Mahomes definitely.
Great
Yeah, I
running
mean,
back should have a great
I
season.
feel like you just have to put him number one for safety.
Yeah, you have to.
Because he could do it at any given time, any given year. He finished as the one.
Like honestly, I feel like we saw that last year too, because like the Chiefs team, they weren't the greatest
No.
compared to what they've had in recent years, and he still took them to the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
And I think what did he finish? He still finished like decently high. He finished 8,
yeah, like,
which is actually the lowest he's finished in his career. 8-1-4-4-7-1. I think he's definitely gonna. I think he's definitely gonna finish higher than 8 this year.
Oh,
Last year was a down year.
100%.
1 might be a little bit of a stretch, but
Safekeeping though.
it's safekeeping to
Yeah.
just keep him up there.
Mhm.
I don't know. I might change these rankings as the year go on. I'll have these constantly updated. But I think that's it for now. We got through the top 10 quarterbacks. Then we're gonna move on to the running backs next episode.
I don't think we're gonna agree a lot on the running back list.
Oh,
at
probably
all.
not. I don't think we're going to agree mostly
Outside
on
of
the running backs,
number
receivers,
one.
and tight ends. I don't think we're going to agree.
Outside of the number one running back, I don't think we're gonna hit a single one. That's the same.
Okay.
I really don't.
All right. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
And that's only because I feel like you thought too much in. Because I saw you make the list. I
Yeah.
don't know who's on your list, but I saw
My
you
list
in the
is
process.
perfect to me.
And I feel like you thought, like, that one list took you, like, 40 minutes.
I'll say I feel really good about my. I feel really good about my running back list. I'm not going to lie. I feel very confident in where I put people. But that's for another episode. So we'll leave you guys be. We'll have those episodes coming out soon. Running backs, receiver, tight end lists for you people. And possibly a mock draft right before we draft for our league. Which I'm very excited. That's coming up soon. That's in like
Can't wait.
another
I got my
week
suit
or so.
already laid out.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Mine's at the tailor's. I have to go get it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And if you think I'm kidding, I'm not.
Yeah.
I got my suit in my closet hanging up.
I know. I hope Kyle and Griff are wearing suit and ties when they're away.
Oh,
On Zoom
Kyle
call.
definitely will.
Yeah, I think that's it for this episode. And we'll be back with more rankings either later this week or next week. All right. Deuces.
See you.